What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more J-drama soundtrack, and we're going to listen to another one from My Boss, My Hero from 2006, and series composer Takami Yu. And we're going to listen to a tune that is one of only a couple that's written in Kanji, which is to say most of the track titles on the back of the CD here are written in English, but this one is written in Kanji, but it translates to you. So there's not much to say about the title. I will just say that this track is used often when there's a bit of tension or there's some unresolved issue or even conflict, but mostly in the context of Makio in school, meaning it's not usually played when he's in his Yakuza mode where he's, outside the class and battling with the other clan and so on. This is often used in moments where he's wondering what he has to do, how he can deal with the complicated dynamics of the high school that he's having to graduate from to, again, prove to his dad he's actually smart enough to take over the Yakuza outfit. And again, if you aren't familiar with the show at all, it's a show where a guy who's in his late 20s has to go back to high school because he never actually graduated. His dad just paid off his teachers and so on. But now there's a critical succession that's going to take place in the Yakuza outfit, and his younger brother, Mikio, who's graduated not only from high school but from an elite university, and despite being physically weaker, is suddenly showing a lot of aptitude and desire to take over the family business. And Makio, the first son who is very tough, wins all fights, and has long been considered the obvious successor, suddenly is on the back foot and has to go prove to his dad by pretending to be a high school student and actually graduating that he's worthy to take over. And I'm thinking in particular this track is used at a point where Makio is dealing with emotional feelings toward one of his classmates and not knowing, not ever having those type of feelings beyond just being, attracted to other girls and so on. It's a very unusual experience. So yes, this track is called You. It's by Takami Yu, and it's from the 2005 show My Boss, My Hero. It's funny, on this soundtrack, there's another tune called Eastern Western. And before I started exploring the soundtrack and reacting to particular tunes, I had actually conflated that title with this track because I really do think this one has an East meets West type of sound. That guitar almost sounds like a sitar, and I think there's like overlapping, I think there's more than one. That definitely sounds a bit Middle Eastern. The piano and some of the other atmosphere feels, let's say, more Western. Then we have these actually two vocal performances, or at least layered vocal performance. And I was actually only remembering one, but then there's that real long extension with a backing melodic, meaning non-lyrical vocal. Although, to be fair, I don't actually know if it is non-lyrical, but it sounds like it's more just an esoteric type of vocal. And the lead one, again, that also, I suppose, has a bit of an Eastern sound. Now, the actual Eastern-Western tune on here, that sounds like more if you mixed a Far East, like Japanese type of musical environment with a spaghetti Western tune. So I'll react to that one soon because I haven't done that already, but this one, again, in a different way, and a more melancholic or conflict sounding way, definitely has a bit of an East meets West sound. And I am thinking there are some moments where he's at a real low point, Makio, and this track plays. It's not always like a joke low point or a low point where the stakes aren't that high. I do think there's some points along the way where he's really, searching himself existentially, and this tune plays. I'm also thinking of a moment where the school nurse, who's one of the handful of people who either knows directly or has a sense that maybe Makio is older than he's suggesting or older than he's supposed to be. I'm thinking of a scene where she's talking and this track's playing in the back. But again, if you've seen the show, all the music is great, but it is very wide-ranging. It's a really cool and diverse soundtrack, and I would recommend, if you have not seen it, to check it out. It is a very fun, funny, but also sweet and emotional show. Do let me know what you think. Shout out to Takami Yu and all those who've been following the J-Drama playlist, and I will see you next time. Peace.